need to figure out whether it's worth worrying about is whether she thinks that God is directing her public policies, whether she believes in the separation of church and state, whether she believes that she has been elected to public office in order to do the will of her religion, and if God is speaking through her. Then I think there's cause to worry.
Well, we just had one of those presidents, and it hasn't worked out so well.
Yeah.
But this, listening to her, and this doesn't just apply to the tape we just saw, but this throughout the 10 days of Sarah Palin. She's Elmer Gantry. She's Amy Semple McHockey Mom. Which group is larger, do you think? Do we have any idea? Those who will look at those tapes, whose eyes will then roll back in their heads, and in tongues they will say, I like this woman, or this candidate, or Americans who will then shout a three-word question beginning with, what the?
Well, we are one of the most religious countries in the world in terms of the privately held religious beliefs of our citizens. But we are also not that psyched about extremism. Extremism of any kind, particularly religious extremism, particularly in this world. So I think having faith is seen as a nice thing to know about a person who's running for office. Of course, there's no religious test for office, but Americans think that says something nice about your character and what kind of person you are. But if you believe that God is directing troop movements in Fallujah, I think that Americans, by and large, will react with the what the reaction rather than the veto reaction to that.
Is it not safe to say, and I mean absolutely no
tapes that come up from her saying crazy stuff.
In fact, it's quite to the contrary. Some of these things that are addressed to her deity, doesn't he, she, or it have better things to do?
And if God really is working on this stuff, wouldn't God be better at it than God has apparently been? I mean, if God prefers Sarah Palin's specific Alaska pipeline idea, why hasn't construction started? You think that God could just, like, zip, you know?
That's the theory, anyway.
Yep.
Now, here's an interesting thing from this church. What about this converting gay people into heterosexuals? Where does that actually stand on the list of good idea, bad idea in the public persona at this point, in this advanced stage of our civilization?
I think that being gay may be caused by any number of different things.
Okay.
I can pretty much assure you that not praying enough isn't one of the things that causes the gay. I feel like, nobody's over total authority on the subject, but I don't think that's what does it. When you say that you can pray away the gay, what that does is it terrorizes gay people, and it makes people who hate gay people feel better about hating gay people, because really all they're doing is hoping for this salvation, which could be so easily achieved by just the right titrated amount of prayer. I don't know if you try to pray away the gay and you pray too much, what becomes of you after that. But
David Duchovny.
Sure.
You go too much of that. You get too much of that praying.
They've got services for that as well.
Oh, yeah. All right. Look, I'm going to spend the last minute of the show promoting your series. What's coming up on your show, Rachel?
Well, thank you for asking, Mr. Overman.
Apart from these hypnotizing graphics that make everybody stay.
Doesn't it look like you might win me in roulette?
Or somehow I'm thinking the British flag. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Well, this guy on our network scored an interview with Barack Obama.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to be talking a little bit about the Barack Obama interview.
You're starting with that guy?
Yeah.
He's wanting way too much.
We've also got some weird news tying T-ball. Yesterday was the 7th and final T-ball game of the Bush administration, tying T-ball to the Iraq War and some of the unfinished business between the Bush administration and the Pentagon.
This is the Joint Chiefs of Staff T-ball league, right?
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
They needed a third base coach. They knew where to look. We've got Bishop T.D. Jakes, who is a megachurch pastor, going to be joining us to talk about some of these issues about Sarah Palin's religiosity in government. And I think that the Democrats are leaving some low-hanging fruit on the vine in terms of electoral opportunities. We're going to be talking about them screwing up in Congress. There's a lot to get to.
And then what are you going to do tomorrow night and the rest of the year and the year after that? Have you thought about that at all? Okay, no answer.
Yeah, no.
Our own Rachel Maddow, host of the Rachel Maddow Show on MSNBC. Great thanks. Why is she running away? That's countdown to this, the 1,958th day since the declaration of mission accomplished in Iraq. And keep over and good night and good luck.